Let's go to the NBA because Wizards and Heat was not at the top of anyone's radar yesterday, but it quickly moved there as Bam Adebayo's point total began to rise. He had 31 in the first quarter, 60 by late in the third, and his teammates began fouling to preserve time and ultimately help Bam eclipse Kobe's 81 points. Bam Adebayo finished with 83 points in the Heat's win over the Wizards. His previous career high was 41 points. Bam went on an astonishing 36 of 43 from the free throw line. Here he was.
How does it feel to hear your name with Wilt, Bam, Kobe? Obviously, it's top 3 performances of all time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So with his performance, Adebayo now joins a list of basketball royalty. He's just the third player in NBA history to drop 80 points in a game. He officially scored more than Kobe's 81 against Toronto in 2006 and only shy of Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game back in 1962. Now we have a chance to reflect back on this performance last night. Stephen A. is actually in South Beach, right down the street from where this all went down. How amazing was this performance, S.A.?
Well, listen, I mean, I'm going to let Doggy go. I'm going to just say a few words and then let Doggy go because Lord knows he's going to be the spoiler alert coming up with him. But 83 points is 83 points. And Bam Adebayo is one of the best people that you could ever meet in professional sports. He's a really good guy. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's a better than average player. He's a pretty damn good player. He's an All-Star caliber player. He's not that kind of scorer. I mean, before this, his career high was 41 points for crying out loud. So for him to drop 83 points last night, there's a lot of things that we could take into consideration that I would leave to Doggy before I come back and piggyback Doggy and correct him on the error of some of his ways. But in the end, what it comes down to, he hit 7 3-pointers. He ended up with 83 points, second all-time to Wilt Chamberlain, surpassing Kobe's 81 points. And in the end, what it comes down to is that, hey, 83 points is 83 points. I'll bring up the Wizards part and all of that other stuff a little bit later. But, Doggy, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Stevie, you want to bow down to this? Go bow down. I'm not bowing down. He took 43 shots. When David Thompson in 1978 scored 73, he was 28 of 38 from the field. When Doncic did it a few years ago, he was 25 of 38. Even Kobe only took 46 shots. He made 28 of them. He took 43 shots, under 50%, which there's 9 guys. Wilt did it 5 times. There's 9 guys over 70. He's by far the worst shooting percentage. 22 threes. 22 threes in the game? He's a 7-footer. I know everybody shoots threes. 22. But here's the worst thing. Well, first off, what Spoelstra did with the shenanigans of the game is a complete disgrace. And there's always some example of that. Wilt had some shenanigans with him in 62. I understand there's always a little fooling around with the game. But the Heat fouling the Wizards right away to stop the clock. I mean, really? When you're up by 40? And the third thing is he took 43 free throws in the game. 43 free throws. You know the career high of Kobe and Jordan in the free throws are 27. So let me get this straight. Bam shot 16 more free throws in a game that Jordan ever did, that Kobe ever did. I mean, that's ridiculous. He took 36 of 43. Wilt was 28 of 32 when he had the 100 in 1962. 28 of 32, and he took 14 more free throws than Wilt. I mean, calm down. Listen, 83 points, go ahead. Put the sign up, enjoy it, bow down, have fun. Social media, knock him dead. You want to call me a guy who's going to be a dark cloud? Go ahead. I don't care. Old man screaming on my lawn? I'm not interested. But when you shoot 43 times and shoot less than 50%, when you shoot 43 free throws and you go 7 for 22 from 3 against a horrendous team, and you're in the game in the last 5 minutes, and Spoelstra's fouling the Wizards to get more possession so he can score 83 points, that's not the way it should be. And I'll tell you right now, he'd never admit it. I bet you Pat Riley feels the same way. That's what I would say.
Let me say this to you, Doggy. Shockingly, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with your tone and who you're directing this ire at. It's not Bam Adebayo's fault. The brother had 31 points in the first quarter. He had 43 at halftime. He had 62 through 3 quarters, and he had 70 points with 9 minutes left. It ain't his fault that the Washington Wizards are trash. It's not his fault that you had literally had them being participants in this career night, because at some point in time they posed pretty much no resistance, okay? Then you're talking about cats fouling folks on purpose just to get more possessions, to give Bam Adebayo an opportunity at the record and stuff like that. Certainly they tainted it. It's not his fault. He went out there and did what he was supposed to do. And even though he didn't shoot 50% from the field, last time I checked, Doggy, shooting 48, 47% from the field is not bad either. He hit 20 or 43 shots, okay? It wasn't like it was 13 or 43. He hit 20 or 43 shots. That's close enough, okay? Wasn't great from three-point range, 7 of 22 when Kobe shot 7 of 13. When Kobe did it within the flow of his game and the game itself. It got to a point where they were giving him the rock because they knew that Kobe was going for it. He hit 28 of 46 shots. He hit 7 of 13 threes. He was in constant attack mode. I know Sam Mitchell, the coach of the Toronto Raptors, former coach of the year, by the way. We know what he brought to the table as a damn good head coach. What did he say? We did everything. We doubled them. You understand what I'm saying? We screened him. We did everything that we could. We changed defenders on him. Kobe just gave it to us. It's like, damn, what can you do? That clearly was not the case with Bam Adebayo last night. But you can point the finger at Spoelstra. You can point the finger at his teammates. You can point the finger at how atrocious the Washington Wizards were last night and how this will be a blemish on their franchise for years and years to come. But you can't blame Bam Adebayo, because obviously he had it going and he knew it from the first quarter on, because he never had a game like that in his life, and we saw that, okay? This is a guy that was basically a cat catching alley-oops, but through Eric Spoelstra and his coaching staff, led by my man Caron Butler, who was a best friend of Kobe Bryant's, by the way, loved Kobe to death. Kobe loved him too, and obviously he's an assistant coach on the Miami Heat that's been working with Bam Adebayo for a long time. Bam is a pretty damn good player. Let's not blame him. That's my only disagreement with you. You acting like it's his fault that Cat sat up there and laid down and tried to pave the way for him. It was embarrassing in certain respects.
43 free throws.
Yeah, exactly. All of that, you're absolutely right. But again, I'm not blaming him for it. I'm blaming them. I'm blaming the game. I'm blaming the Wizards. I'm blaming the Miami Heat. I'm not blaming him. Bam Adebayo can ball. He's not a scrub. He's not a scorer like that. And
Good
it wasn't
player.
equal
Absolutely.
to Kobe's performance. It wasn't equal to Wilt Chamberlain's performance. None of that. That is absolutely true. But this is a day that he deserves to be celebrated, because he's one of the good guys that goes about the business of grabbing his lunch pail and showing up to work every day and doing what he can to be the best that he can be.
Fair.
It just so happens that Ime Udoka, the head coach for the Houston Rockets, he has the soundbite of the day when told about Bam Adebayo's performance last night. He brought up the 43 free throws, and then he said, and it was against the Wizards. That's what he said, and that said it all. That's where I get it. But I'm not blaming Bam Adebayo for that. Congrats to him. It's his moment.
He deserves his flowers. 83 points is nothing to shy away from. I agree with that. However, and I'm curious on your thoughts here. If maybe, it doesn't matter who the opponent was, if maybe he didn't pass Kobe, if we erase some of those free throws down the stretch, because it's not like he was having this prolific scoring night in the second half and in the fourth quarter. The first half, yes. But we erase that, and maybe he didn't quite pass Kobe, would we feel different about it? If maybe he was the third, because his career high before that was 41.
We'd feel significantly different about it from this standpoint. We would mention the fact that he did what he did. We would say it was against the Wizards, and we'd move on. But the fact that it surpassed Kobe's record of 81 points, it demands a more in-depth discussion, because now you're comparing the performances. And when you saw Kobe, one would argue Kobe needed to do what he did in that game back in 2006 in order to beat the Toronto Raptors that night. The Toronto Raptors weren't trash. They weren't a team that had you thinking about the swamp. I mean, think about this. We all know how we feel about what the hell's been going on in Washington. That's what we're thinking about when we're talking about the Wizards, okay? You certainly didn't have that kind of mentality when it came to talking about Sam Mitchell's coached Toronto Raptors. No, you weren't thinking along those lines.
Yeah.
And I don't like the sign there. The sign, the famous sign, is Wilt with the 100. That's the sign.
Yeah, but he was trying to emulate that.
Well, he's trying to emulate passing Kobe.
Well, and that too.
He's the sign.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know because most of us didn't. Only the spectators in attendance saw Wilt. We
true.
all saw Kobe. That's the difference.
But he did have the 100-point thing. He had the little piece of paper there with the 100.
All right, we got to go.